Hey y'all, it's Lindsey. I am coming to you live right now because I have not made the time to film, edit, and upload a video since, what was it, Monday perhaps? Or was it Tuesday? Maybe it was Tuesday. Anyway, I wanted to do a Wellness Wednesday video, but our lives have been pretty full here lately. Our schedule has just been a little bit stressful, as it were. So all of that to say, I decided that I would pop on live for a very quick live stream. I have been thinking about perseverance as of late because, here we are in the middle of the holiday season. We are trying to do things that we normally wouldn't do. We're adding new activities, different events that are not typical for everyday life. And we can start to make mistakes over and over and over again. And perseverance is what will continue to propel us forward. And that has kind of been heavy on my mind lately. Now, I have not stepped off the keto bandwagon. I do follow a keto lifestyle with very low carbs and a broad variety of keto-friendly foods. That is just where I have found myself to feel my healthiest. And so that's the way of eating that I choose to live. So my perseverance has not necessarily been in relation to food as of late. That has not been my biggest struggle. My biggest struggle and hurdle has been my own clumsiness as of late. And there were a couple of instances where I just continue to falter. And you know what, let's just tell the quick story of the other day. The other day, my middle child wanted to make some desserts for her friends to give out as gifts. And we decided on little cake truffles, kind of like a cake pop you would get from Starbucks, but littler and more like a truffle instead of having it on a lollipop stick. So I'm going through the process of cleaning up the kitchen because it's easier to operate in a clean kitchen than it is with mess surrounding you. I'm in the process of cleaning, washing the hand wash dishes, trying to get them all, stacked in a very unstable way. And I drop a skillet, and then I drop a utensil, and then I dropped something else, and I'm getting frustrated with myself because I keep dropping things. And sometimes that'll happen to me. I'll just kind of go through waves where things will drop. And I'm like, you know what? I could scrap it right here. Clearly, I'm struggling with clumsiness right now. I should just stop. But instead, I chose to persevere. So I've got my middle and I are at the KitchenAid mixer. We've got all of our ingredients. We're mixing up the first batter so we can bake the cake before turning it into the next step. And I had a large bottle of olive oil because we don't use vegetable oil. I have a large bottle of olive oil that we added to our cake batter. Not the whole bottle, just a small volume of that. And I failed to do two things. I failed to put the lid back on the bottle because I was too busy being multitasker mom. And then I put it too close to the edge of the counter. So I've got two factors working against me. Three if you count multifaceted focus, multitasking focus at that moment. I then proceed to start helping clear away all of the ingredients while the mixer is, mixing the batter. And as I go to pull milk off the counter and put it into the fridge, my elbow goes whack. Open, large bottle of olive oil. So I'm beating myself up at this point and I'm saying we should scrap the whole day. This is stressful. This is frustrating. I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere. All I'm doing is creating bigger messes for myself that I then have to go work 4 times as hard to overcome and clean up. But we stopped what we were doing. I paper toweled up as much of the liquid oil as I could and then pour the batter into the cake pan, get it into the oven, and then I go into super overdrive cleaning mode so that I can not only clean the oil off the floor, but also out from under the oven and from our little like mats that we have. They're like supportive mats that you know stand on, anti-fatigue mats. That's what they are. So I've got that, I've got the oil everywhere, and I'm having to go through and scrub all these things because the oil is not going to clean itself. And as I'm doing this, I'm like, I don't want to scrub again. I don't want to do this again. I don't want to do all these things, but I have to persevere through cleaning the things up. And after 20 minutes, I got everything cleaned up. My child, obviously, she helped me as much as she could, but some messes are a little easier for a single person to try to manage. We get it all cleaned up. The floor looks better than new. And now I've got that experience just fully embossed in my brain. I'm not gonna do that again. I'm not gonna make that decision again. I'm not going to get ahead of myself and allow myself to be as distracted next time. I'm going to persevere through this whole thing, and I'm going to make it out on the other side better than I was before. But in the moment, all of the accidents, all of the frustration just sort of culminated. And I feel like going through that experience, it probably would have been less frustrating and less mess if I would have stopped after dropping the second item that I had hand washed. But I chose to persevere. I chose to keep pressing forward because time was limited and the time doesn't stop. I was going to have to either sacrifice my child's project that she had been wanting to do all month long and disappoint her, or I was going to have to just persevere. So I persevered in both of those areas when maybe different choices could have been made, but you know how it is with your kids. You're like, you push off a project so many times because other more important things come up that you can't push off. And then finally you find that little pocket of time and you just push through and you do the things for your kid. So anyway, perseverance, it's a skill that is being developed in me on a daily basis. And I feel that way with keto. In the beginning, I struggled with the fatigue of constantly thinking about food. It was always, what's the next thing I'm eating? What's the next thing I'm eating? What's the next thing? Do I have a snack available? Do I have something on which to eat this? Do I have some sort of a keto cracker that I've made, or a tortilla, or have I made a loaf of keto bread? Have I gotten all these things available to me so that the next meal can be a keto-friendly meal? And if I didn't persevere and continue to constantly think about those things, I would easily backslide, or I would just fast. And as a mom of 3 children, that's not a wise decision, because then I become hangry, and then everybody's attitude just kind of just like spirals down. And persevering in those early days to constantly be thinking about food, it's exhausting to persevere. It is frustrating to have to keep moving forward, even if your progress seems slow, or you feel like you're moving forward a few steps and then you wind up backsliding a couple of steps. It's exhausting. But perseverance is one of those skills that we have to build up, and we have to constantly exercise that skill so that those muscles don't atrophy. And it's been something I've just really been chewing on lately. I've got a couple of comments. That's just most of what I had in my mind today. I am in the middle of filming a what I eat in a day video today, so you will be blessed by my same outfit. My hair is driving me a little bit nuts, so you'll be blessed by that in the video as well, possibly. Maybe I'll just edit all that out. My hair and I, we argue all the time. But I also know that that's probably not going to come out until either tomorrow or Saturday, which I know is also Christmas Eve. And there's also a major like winter storm happening at some point. But I wanted to talk to y'all about that. I just had that thought in my brain, and oftentimes I will go through thinking certain ideas, certain thoughts. I will have some brilliant thought that I think through and talk through in my own head to myself. That's not weird, that's normal. And then I will totally forget about it. I will finish whatever I was doing, and the entire like line out or outline of whatever it was that I was trying to say vanishes from my brain. So I wanted to sit down, talk through the things, and also I want to go through and see what we got going on here. Hey, Neely is in the room, or at least she was when I started. Jamie E, it's very true. Perseverance is a skill that takes practice. Yeah. And Jamie, you also said that attention to detail is also a skill that must be practiced. Listen, that is something I have to hear. I have to hear that over and over and over again. I am not great at details. I am fantastic at big picture. I'm fantastic at devil's advocate, where you see like all of the non-essential things, but that could throw a wrench into something. I'm really bad at detail. My husband, he is very good at details, but his job revolves around details. So you're right. He practices that very consistently, and it's something that I just don't actively practice. And you're right, having children around is difficult to practice that attention to detail, but you're absolutely right. It's a good opportunity for them to see how to practice details. And then Water Streeter, hello in St. Louis, 15 degrees and snowing. Why are you getting all the snowing? I want the snowing so desperately. I want snowing. I wanted like the 77 inches that Buffalo got. What was it, last month? I was so jealous of that. So jealous. Yeah, the roads, the stores, everything is very, very busy around here as well. We had an eye doctor appointment for one of my girls, and that was another perseverance tale that we've kind of had to walk through. We've had to, one of my children, she desperately wanted contacts, and that is a skill set completely on its own. Like trying to shove something in your eyeball is one of those things. Like overcoming that requires so much diligence, discipline, perseverance, all of those hard things. And that was a very stressful couple of weeks until she finally found the technique that worked well for her, and she just persisted. And now it's becoming faster and more efficient, and it'll become second nature to her. So we had a follow-up with that. And I'm so proud of her ability to persevere through super difficult things. So there were a few times where I thought, you know what, maybe we just need to pause and give it 6 months. But we persevered and because she really wanted the contacts. She really wanted to be able to have, put her glasses away and be able to be free without all that. So, it's one of those things where perseverance, it's a skill that you learn whether you are a child or you're, 2 feet in the grave. I don't know. Persevere. Okay. Thank you, Water Streeter, about my hair. My hair and I, we disagree a lot. Oh, thank you, Water Streeter, that you don't have any doubt in my abilities. Well, I can develop skills and then I can let them atrophy at times. And that is not my goal. I want to be able to have my skill set and have it exercised well enough to where I can just draw on that at any given moment, but I can't do it all, and I can't do it all at once. Neely, you're about to run to the store before the ice starts. The ice is what I fear is going to hit us here in the Ohio. 4 degrees and snowing in northern Wisconsin. Are you northwest Wisconsin or northeast Wisconsin, Jamie? Your daughter is 21 almost and still can't get the hang of putting in contacts. Yeah, and that was something else. Our eye doctor office, they are amazing. They are so patient and just so just well suited to the practice of helping people with their eyes. Oh, Rhinelander. Okay, we were in Hayward, which is obviously northwestern Wisconsin. But maybe my husband bought a mower down there, or I don't know. I feel like Rhinelander was something that we had driven through, or he had driven through a couple of times. Reverse. I got distracted by the Wisconsin thing. But the eye doctor, they were always super, super generous with their time and with their patience and their kindness. And I think that having good support while persevering through developing that skill, I don't think we would have been able to do it if they didn't have that kind of dedication to helping their patients to the absolute, ends of the earth. So we have an amazing eye doctor. Oh, I can't imagine going to anybody else ever. All right. So Water Streeter, I know how it can be at the eye doctors. Both lenses replaced due to cataracts. Oh, wow. That sounds intense. That does sound intense. Well, that was really the long and the short of it that I wanted to talk about today. Just perseverance is a skill that we have to exercise, we have to develop it. And I like to talk in terms of skills rather than talent, because using the word talent in my mind implies that it's something you either have or you don't have. Oh, that person is a talented dancer. That kind of removes all of the work that was put into developing that, rather than saying this person is a skilled dancer, or this person is skilled at this thing. My girls, they take piano, and one of them has a strong aptitude for it. And I could say, oh, you're so talented. Instead, I always choose to say, you are so skilled. You are practicing your skill, your craft. That means that you are going to become better and better, because I don't ever want them to rely on just like, oh, well, I'm talented and I can just rest in that and not actually try. I struggle with that often. Like, oh, I'm talented enough with this. I know what I'm doing. I don't really have to work at it. No, I think that the majority of things we do are considered skills rather than talents. So I much prefer the language of skills. All right, perseverance, exercise that muscle as a skill and not just like saying you have it or you don't have it. And yeah, that's all I have for you today. Look forward to a what I eat in a day video soon. I also will be hosting a live stream here with Neely next Tuesday, the 27th. So possibly consider subscribing and putting on the notification bell for that live once I do post that. And I hope to see y'all in my next video or live. Bye.